Hi everybody, this is Caroline Sotheby and welcome to Up, Down, and Around Town. Okay, it's end of June, you're thinking about July coming up already. Kids are out of school, but I went down to the theater lot on Sunday. They didn't have as big of a crowd like they did a couple of weeks ago, but there was some entertainment, and let's go listen to a little bit of it. Oops. Entertainment. I couldn't do that.
No.
Okay, that was Entertainment Sunday. You don't know if you're going to see that person next week or not, but don't forget, it's in the Sunday afternoon, and it'll be going through till August. Not only that, but we're thinking about next week, July 4th, and I said, I looked at the poster and found out that there's somebody that's going to be honored, and I said, I really don't know too much about her. I've heard a lot about her. And so she sort of got stuck into being accepted to come on as a guest today.
Hi.
Hey, Nicole.
Hello.
First of all, you grew up in Wyandotte,
I did.
and you were at one job, another job came open, and this one you're really, maybe you could explain what details are in your job.
Well, actually, my banking career started when Charter Bank was on First and Maple. So my first banking experience was in downtown Wyandotte. And so now to come back and be in the credit union industry back in downtown Wyandotte, I just feel like I've kind of come full circle. So as the member center manager, my responsibilities include, coaching my team, making sure that we have the right products and services and our membership is taken care of. But it's also about community activism, letting people know what we stand for in the community. We have a very big culture of giving back to the community. So every year in Wyandotte, we've hosted an annual backpack drive where we give out 400 backpacks with school supplies stuffed in them to prepare the kids for the 2025-26 school year. We've worked very well with the city, and we've been able to host that at the Yak Arena parking lot every year. I've taken a big part in kind of bringing back a little bit of excitement around Small Business Saturday. And being a part of that is also, supporting our businesses. So I've learned a lot about a lot of the Wyandotte businesses through just listening to them come in and talk about what they're experiencing in the industry, and just have been able to kind of help support that as well too.
Okay, the only time I think I briefly met you was, when you were attached with our group, American Legion Auxiliary, and we had a big party on the top of the roof.
Yes, so we hosted a Top of the Dot event back in 2019. We had an acoustic band up there, served food, and it was actually a fundraiser for our foundation that gives out $100,000 in scholarships every year to graduating seniors. We do skilled trade scholarships and also continuing education scholarships. So that Top of the Dot event was the fundraiser for our scholarship programs.
And that was a beautiful party.
It was.
a beautiful scene too,
Yes.
because you looked down and you saw Wyandotte, and you said that was the first and only one that you had there.
Yeah, it was 2019, and then COVID came in 2020, and we've talked about bringing it back, and it's on the radar, so we're going to see what happens. So eventually, we definitely would like to use that space up there more.
Okay. For people that are saying, okay, you're offering scholarship, what's the best way to approach you?
Actually, it's all through our website. So I think our applications tend to open up around February of every year. So there's 15 scholarships of $5,000 each for seniors graduating going into college in Michigan. And then we also have some skilled trade scholarships. And again, people are looking to go back into school and continue education. We have scholarships for them as well.
Wow, you have quite a lot there then.
Yes.
For somebody saying, okay, where are you located? We're talking names and that, but where are you located?
I am located in the heart of downtown, right across the street from the clock tower on the corner of Maple and Biddle, right across from the vault, which used to be Charter Bank. So, my first office I can see from my office now. So it's kind of fun to see how downtown Wyandotte has really evolved over the years, and kind of being there with the bank, a smaller bank kind of lost its way and it got bought up by a bigger bank, and then just kind of coming back down in the scope of things now and coming back and seeing how much of it has really developed over the years
all
has
the
been
changes.
fun. Yeah, it's all great
so many
changes.
different areas. It was not just banks, it was everything else.
Yeah,
too.
there was a big evolution of change that has evolved down
Yeah.
over the years, but it's vibrant now. There's so much energy in the downtown area and all over Wyandotte that it's just a fun city to be a part of.
How did you get involved with the Shop the Dot?
Well, like I said, we do a lot of business banking. So one of the things that we really strive for is to try to make sure our businesses have the tools to grow, because the more that they grow, we all grow. So
Right.
I've listened to a lot of my businesses. Some of them have struggles on other things where others were doing very well in, and just saw it as an opportunity to get some business owners together and share what they're having going on in their stores. Share events that they're having. A lot of our business owners try to do events to just draw up some extra business and some excitement, some enticement for people to come in their store. So finding ways to kind of showcase that through other businesses. The easiest marketing is word of mouth, and it's the most cost effective for our business owners. So if we can do more word of mouth of supporting each other, everybody wins at the end of the day.
Well, I had talked to Vanessa, of course, from Glowfish. She got us started, a couple months ago, when you all started with
Yes.
Shop the Dot.
Yep.
And so that sort of leveled off to a point, because now you're considering more advertisement for Third Friday?
Yes. So
Okay.
when you put a group of entrepreneurs together, there's a
Yeah.
whole other energy that they bring. And, they're just talking about ways that we can grow awareness around what the city has to offer, just not outside not in just the DDA area of downtown, but how much small business has really spread across the entire scope of
Right.
Wyandotte. And kind of how to kind of cross those paths together so that they can kind of get the business from downtown to go to the other stores and vice versa. So we just kind of came together, and somebody brought up Third Fridays, and it's always something that you see on social media that people are still asking about what happened
Yeah.
to those events. So it really wasn't having to reinvent the wheel. It was just kind of putting the wheel back on the wagon and getting it going again.
Well, at that point, you had Wyandotte Business Association, which was
Yes.
more or less the whole of it. Let's
Yep.
have it, and they took in charge. That sort of dissolved, and so it takes time.
It
And then,
does.
of course, like you said, the COVID time was a bad time anyway.
It was a very weird time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you couldn't go shop, and if you did, they only could allow a certain amount of customers in. Even the restaurants were hurting. The
Yep.
bars definitely were. I mean, that's how the thing about Detroit, there were 2 bars that were small bars, but they were close to like a little park area, probably like Bishop Park.
Yeah.
And when you have restrictions about X number of customers you could have in, they said, let's have where they can come in, get a drink, and go out.
Yeah.
And that's how all of
The
a sudden,
social district evolved.
and that helped out with the art fair that all of a sudden a couple of years ago decided, okay, last minute, we're going to have it, but they didn't have enough time to actually register for a licensing.
Yep.
And so,
How do you support your own businesses that will still be there tomorrow when the fair is gone?
yeah,
You know?
and it worked out.
Yeah.
So you can't really condemn it. It's something that came in. It made a important part in 1 year. So let them continue on.
Absolutely. It just gives another people a reason to just enjoy our downtown area.
Yeah.
Go down, take a stroll downtown Wyandotte. It's nice to have a beautiful walking area. It's nice to walk into work in the morning and you see some of the same people that are taking their routes in the morning and you just get to recognize people. It is
Yeah.
that small town community that I think sometimes the social media things have taken away that connection feel that I think Wyandotte still kind of has quite a bit of. You can drive down a random street and see a neighbor out 20 blocks away from you and you know who they are, so.
Yeah. That's something that not too many places know.
No.
No.
And how many of our business owners are also choosing to call Wyandotte their home? That's a big factor into a
Yeah.
lot of the people that live in the city not only choose it to raise their families, but they choose their livelihood on it by building businesses in the same city they live in.
And that's necessary to have you come through that door and participate.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. For your situation now, do you have any plans for, say, August, September?
We do. So in August, we have a Bad Mom scavenger hunt going on.
You do?
So it's just and it works out great. So we have a scavenger hunt that starts from noon to 4, and it's a team event. So people can choose girlfriends up to 5 teams. They get to go into different stores and kind of answer some clues to determine what sitcom mom the store will be displaying. And our hope is that we get people down here for the scavenger hunt. We have a little bit of a break in between so they can grab some dinner down here, and then they stay for the wine crawl, because the wine crawl is that same evening. So we're really trying to just make it a
We're finally
whole
getting
day.
back with that.
Yeah, it's just a whole day to come and spend in the city. Let's start them out early, get them shopping in the stores, come have dinner, and then enjoy some wine down at the waterfront at the end of the night.
When I had talked to the individual, I said, has it increased, the businesses lately? She says, okay, but a lot of stores still are closing at 6. Do you think they're going to start changing that now?
I don't know. I think it's really up to each business owner where they see value in the money of whether their doors are going to be open or not. And I think that's one of the things that's an advantage of being an independent, locally owned business owner is you get to kind of determine your work-life balance. So if
Yeah.
there's something going on at family at home, they may choose to maybe not operate their store hours during then. So it's really, as an independent business owner, they set the hours that's going to work best for them, and not everybody has the same business plan.
Right.
You know?
I was surprised to hear today that a young gal actually bought Stroh's ice cream.
Yeah. And actually, they brought their ice cream cart to my daughter's graduation, which is
Really?
new that they have. They have a whole ice cream sundae cart. They brought it upstairs to Whiskey's. And they served ice cream sundaes as dessert for my daughter's graduation party, and they loved it. It was such a great
that's
little
something
cart.
different.
Yeah, and
Like
they came and
catering, too.
served all the ice cream. They had 3 flavors to pick from, so it was a great little way to incorporate a different dessert that was out of the norm, and people loved it.
And Whiskey's didn't mind.
Not at all.
Well, they didn't have to worry about
Yeah, exactly.
it. Well, that's something new. I mean, catering for desserts, okay.
Yeah, and I only learned about it from talking to another business owner. So again, it
See?
was word of mouth that generated a sale for Stroh's.
Yeah.
It didn't cost her anything besides a word of mouth, and that's ultimately the best way for our businesses to grow.
Yeah. September, you
Yes.
said.
So the plans haven't been worked out, but we're talking about Swifty September. So we're hoping to, glitter the downtown and have some Taylor Swift fans kind of come out and have
really?
some fun. And maybe we're looking at doing a Swifty swap with some friendship bracelets and have just a day of positivity and get the Swifties down here in Wyandotte and let them hang out and have a fun time.
Okay, so that's not part of your job at the credit union,
No,
is it? That's
no.
added-
This is
added.
just a passion,
Yeah.
and it does work out for the business, for the credit union,
Yeah.
because our businesses are benefiting from it. So if our businesses choose to bank with us and their deposits grow, then our credit union grows and everybody, benefits from
Yeah.
that. So if we can help grow their business and increase their sales, ultimately that's a win for everybody.
How about that?
It's not a hard concept.
Were you surprised when they nominated you to be the, what's that?
The Grand Marshal?
Grand Marshal.
Yes, extremely humbled. I'm not somebody that likes the spotlight, and I seem to find myself in front of it more times than I would like to, but at the same time, it's all for good things. So if I can get involved and somebody appreciates the simple things that I'm doing, which is just bringing people together, that's all it really is just getting people together.
Well,
so
that's important, though.
it is important.
And you got to know the people, and you be willing to talk and interchange ideas and situations.
And the credit union does invest a lot of professional development. They're teaching us the best ways to grow and help our memberships with their financial lives, and the professional development that the credit union invests in us. I can help kind of give that back to the business owners too. Every dollar they make, they put either back into their business or on their dinner table. Professional development is a luxury for small business owners, so if we can help provide some resources for them, teach them a new trick of something to grow their business, then we can help them with that too.
Well, how often do you meet with them, with business people?
We've actually been working with an organization called SCORE, which is offered through the SBA, the Small Business Administration, that provides free mentoring for small businesses. So they have like 8,000 mentors throughout the U.S., and they've had speakers come in, and we'll have a workshop at Biddle Hall. It's usually on a Monday night, and they'll host different topics. So actually we're looking at scheduling one at the end of July for the business owners to come in, and a representative from the Small Business Administration will come in and talk about the tools and resources and the grants that are available for small business owners.
Okay. Do you think a Wyandotte Business Association will actually come back, or is it being fulfilled through you guys?
I don't know. I wasn't really downtown when the Wyandotte Business Association was at its peak of everything.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that's different about what we're doing with the Shop the Dot is that there's 7 of us that are involved with this, and we just kind of label ourselves as ambassadors. We don't want there to be a power struggle. It doesn't have to be about titles. We're all here for the betterment of each other's growth, and I don't want the businesses to feel they have to pay for this service.
True.
And I know the Wyandotte Business Association was a membership-based
Yeah.
organization. And I just think that this is an opportunity for us to get together because there's a passion for each other to survive. And I don't know if we necessarily need to look at it in a way of taking money from the businesses to give them an opportunity to grow. One of the things that this started from was being a part of the Southern Wayne County Chamber. And they have weekly or biweekly connection groups. To be a part of that chamber, you have to pay an annual membership, and to hear that some of the businesses were struggling with those membership fees every year, they weren't getting the benefits of it. So how can they still get the benefits of those networking groups without having to pay the fee? That's when we started calling the Wyandotte business owners together and said, let's meet up, let's chat.
So if there's a business owner there in town, has no connection right now, how do they get in touch?
Talk to us. There's 7 ambassadors. So you have Joanna Brookshire at Brooks Books. You have Emma Green with the Detroit Greens Market that does a lot of pop-ups now with like Knock on Wood and Jaybird. Crystal at ZI Bloom. Vanessa at Glowfish. You got Jenny at Up and Down, and you have Leah at Biddle Hall. We're all ambassadors. We're all part of this. We're all dedicated to making sure that Shop the Dot continues and the awareness around our local businesses continues to grow. So if there's anybody that wants to get involved, Joe Gruber, our DDA director, is a huge advocate for us too, and he is also sharing our communications as well. So if they are not getting the emails, then hopefully we can find a way to get that information out to them so they have the opportunity to take advantage of it.
Or next time, if you get a chance, you can always have somebody else come with you and
Sure.
keep us updated what's going on.
Yeah, I'll bring a panel of all 7 of them. They'll love me for it.
Whee!
I know.
Well, by the time they all talk and give us their idea of what they do, what they can do,
Yeah.
that's a half-hour show there.
Absolutely. You probably have an hour long by the time we're done.
You know what? I congratulate you, but I understand exactly where you're coming from because it takes a lot of talk.
Takes a village.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
it does.
And we've created a pretty good village so far, and we just want everybody to be a part of it. There's no limits on what this village can grow into.
Okay. I don't know how much more time we have left, but for a lot of you over there, Art in the Park is still big thing at the library. With the kids out of school, they also can get the canvas and make their own drawing, and that can be put on the walls at the library before March. Wow, August. But you know what? This year when
It is. Well, it took forever for the heat in summer to show up, but it came in like a wrecking ball. But it's all right. I'm all for it.
Well, I'm worried more about my car because it's usually parked on the side, and you go in it and it's at 101, and I'm thinking, ooh,
It's a little toasty.
yeah, a little toasty, and you don't know what the oil's doing in there. But I said, okay, all right, so get it in the car and take a little drive just to keep it going, and stuff like that. I don't know what else to do with a car when it gets that heated.
I don't know.
You don't either.
No, that's where my husband and my brother-in-law are the car gurus. I'd have to get them involved.
Okay, all right. For you there, the Wind Up Boat Club is celebrating 150 years, and this is their setup for Saturday, June 28th. All the 6 programs that are from your local schools will be participating, so you can line yourself up along the river and watch that. Of course, your social things going on. Oh, another thing. Remember we talked about Portofino? Well, the new name is Latitudes, and it opened up last week. They are open Sunday to Thursday from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m., Friday and Saturday from 4 to 12. And reservations only for now. And we went there last weekend, and I'm sure you realize that you better make a reservation, because even though it's a large building, a lot of people were there. And trying food, it's a little different. They said lunch service will be coming soon, and stay tuned. So another thing, okay, see that? You can be out there on the riverside. I can remember when we had Waterfest in Wyandotte.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and we'd sit at the Portofino edge, and as the boats were going by, we were recording them. They all had, that was the years where you had maybe 20, 30 boats just going by and decorated, and they got an award. Yeah, but that's gone too.
There you go. Well, we keep getting more stuff on the waterfront. Maybe that stuff will start coming back.
Yeah. And of course, over there, Latitude, they had boats already.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
positions.
location. I've been there a couple times already.
Yeah.
So it's been a great experience every time. The drinks are amazing. I'm not a key lime pie person, but they won me over on theirs. It was really good.
Oh, you tried it?
Yes, it was very good. We've been there a couple times, and I haven't had anything yet I haven't liked. So
Yeah. The only thing that I'm usually a chicken person, and the only thing they offered was a half a chicken, and I thought, no, I guess not. But
they're more of a seafood. They're the Key West kind of theme.
Yeah.
They're going to bring a little bit of Florida to downriver and right on the waterfront. And I think they kept a lot of the touches of what Portofino, the shaping of it, was still very much respected on that rebuild. And I think they did a beautiful job. And again, you have people that grew up in Wyandotte that are putting back into that Portofino's building. So you got Wyandotte residents that are investing back into their own city. So.
Well, we had whitefish, and then, of course, for the shareables, we tried just a little bit of everything just to get a touch of the flavor and stuff like that. So we'll be going back.
We'll be with too. We'll see you there.
But you said the key lime pie is good.
Yeah, definitely worth a try. And so I think it was a key lime martini too, so that was pretty good.
Oh, that helps.
Yes.
Where were you living, though? Where were you seated?
In the glass area.
Okay.
Yes. So we were in
We
the
were
glass
too,
area, and
yeah.
then we had like a 6 p.m. reservation. We ended up just sitting out on the deck all night long and just enjoyed the views. So it was a great evening.
Okay.
Very relaxing. So
Okay.
an atmosphere that you won't be able to find somewhere else downriver.
No, and of course, those individuals that backed it up, they're still proud of it.
Absolutely.
And they should be.
Absolutely. They should be the Grand Marshals next year.
You never know.
I know.
Hey, thanks for coming.
Thank
Last
you for
minute,
having me.
I called her, couple hours and made it official. Vanessa said, "Did you get in touch with her yet?" So, yeah.
I'm
I
happy
got to
hear.
find out something. Bruce is supposed to be coming on because they had that kendama
Yeah.
again, And I didn't know that, so he was going to give us the results. And something about that yellow cab car that's in front of his.
Oh, their VW.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were looking at doing a rebuild, remodel of it. So I'm
Oh, really? Yeah.
sure she's got some good plans in there. She's very creative.
Oh, yeah. Thank you
No
again.
problem. Thank you.
And congratulations.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you at July 4th
Yeah.
parade. You're going to be in the chariot, too?
Yes, I will be in the horse and carriage leading the way.
Thanks. Okay. I hope you enjoy it. We come back next time. And up, down, and around town. Take care now. Bye-bye.